Hello there, welcome to One on One. My name is Bridget Otu. Today on One on One, we're talking about an update in relation to the MENZGOLD scam. And the bodies, the Attorney General, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, all have a role to play. But they seem to be stalling. The customers do not know what happened to Namwan's assets that was sold. The office, the Economic and Organized Crime, in fact, had sold some gold. I don't know whether they are mandated to do so. They sold and claimed to have shared that money among some MENZGOLD customers. So is the Economic and Organized Crime Office complicit in the case of MENZGOLD scam? And then who would speak for the MENZGOLD customers? We'll be right back to talk more about this. And also, Namwan is going around suing everyone, including myself. But I haven't received my suit yet. So maybe by the time we're done with the program, maybe I'll have my writs served. We'll be right back. Welcome back to One on One. Mr. Fred FORSON is a spokesperson for the MENZGOLD, for aggrieved MENZGOLD customers. And he will walk us through, what has happened since our last conversation here. Remember the last time Namwan had tried to pull off a scam of this card. What's it called? 650. The 650. And the criticism that accompanied it quickly forced, him to change and say, okay, now we're not taking money from the customers who have already lost money with MENZGOLD. So he changed that. And then there was a gentleman who tried to access his own funds. First, they said they couldn't find his name. Then second, they said, oh, now we can find your name. But then what? We can't pay you. Like, this whole scam, without the state, the active participation of the state, will not be successful. And in any advanced country, Nana Appiah Mensah, aka Namwan, will be languishing in jail. Fred FORSON, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bridget.
I'm sure you've seen I've seen on social media that I've been sued myself, and I think then a week after, I think I heard A+. I've been sued all on social media, but I haven't been served. Yes, but when you saw that, what did you think?
Thank you very much. First of all, I really want to thank you so much, and
oh no,
the likes of you and this platform. For 5 good years. What a commitment and dedication to the cause of MENZGOLD issue.
Right.
Bridget, I can tell you that this issue is still alive. The state has now come in. The Republic has now moved in because of the resilience of the customers, more especially the media.
Right.
And the likes of you, the platform, not only in the mainline media, what we do on social media.
Online, yes.
Online.
Right.
It's part of it. And I can say that that is the role you're also playing to help humanity.
Right. I'm naturally against the scam.
I know you are not comfortable and you not allow people to take advantage of the vulnerable.
No, absolutely.
And
so even if MENZGOLD customers had made, say, a mistake, right, by going to MENZGOLD to put their monies there in hopes of getting 10% reward, it had to end at a point, and that's when the business was closed.
That's it.
So now the state comes in, which is supposed to know better, should have done better by the customers, but the state now looks like they are complicit. Well, I want to start off from when the original charges were thrown away and 39 new charges were filed.
Yes.
What did you think? I thought, okay, it was just games. And it was coming on the back of the AG going to the UK and talking about how they are taking on the MENZGOLD issue, and then they filed 39 charges.
First of all, I think even what broke the camel's back, I think it was this 650 scam that he brought.
Right.
And we stood up, yourself and the likes of you, and the whole nation saw that enough is enough.
Right.
And I think it's what brought up this whole new charge. And we got to 29, 30th October, August, when the new charges were preferred against him. And I remember in court, in fact, one of the things, when that charge came, it sort of gave us some hope, because we believe that at least number one cannot think that the law is for him, or the law is in bosom and he wants to do anything. Right. He was acting as if there is no law in the country and nothing can happen to him. So at least with that move by the Office of the Attorney General, the AG himself and his deputies working on it, and I can tell you for the past 2 weeks, the past 2 months, they've been at it. I go there often.
You've been following the case?
Yes, I've been following the case. I can tell you every week I go there like twice. And they are I can see very professional work being done by AG himself, his deputy, who is handling the case. And they are ready to respond to whatever query that we raise. The prosecution team, led by the DPP herself and a team, are also doing very well in respect of this case. I can tell you that they are very serious at it. We want justice. They are prosecuting, and we want justice, and they are at it. Even the investigating team at the FFU also go there. In fact, more or less coordinate, move to that place than the AG's office. And I can really see that they are really, really working at it. The only problem now is that there has been a amendment in the new charges. In the charges.
What were some of the significant changes?
I think the whole thing borders on about 4. The whole 39 charge, when you collapse them into 4.
Oh, 4 main, like, thematic.
Yes. One was operating without license, defrauding by false pretenses, then money laundering, and there's another one. And the last time we went to court, which is the 16th of, even before then, you remember Naman brought some 2.5 million Ghana cedis.
Yes, he said, no, 5 million. But the AG came out. I mean, Naman doesn't want to be called a scammer. But if somebody tells the public that they have taken 5 million Ghana cedis, right, to the Ghana Police Service, and the AG comes out to say, you are a liar, it was 2.5 million cedis, what's the word to describe such a person? I
mean, it's serious. And even I saw a certain read, I don't know whether yours or somebody else, that he was still quoting the 5 million to the court.
It should have been, I think, mine,
to the Human Rights Court. And I wonder, I mean, the money was 5 million. We were shown receipts of that money. In fact, there was even a shortage of 5,000. The 2.5 crowd, there was a shortage. And later on, in fact, we were shown receipts. Later on, they make up the shortfall. And so
let's talk about what the 2.5 million. Now we know Naman lied, such a liar. Like, he lied about the money. What was that supposed to be? I mean, I had read it was for judgment. It's a judgment debt, which was a case by other aggrieved Men's Gold customers. Correct?
Even that one, he was not telling the truth. As we speak, Bridget, I can tell you, we haven't seen any customer who has come out to say that, or those group of customers that won the judgment debt. The information we have heard from the very reliable source was that there was a lady that sued him and obtained judgment debt. And it appears some property has been sold. So that property, the arrangement was that the person who buys that property should first of all settle that lady, because that lady was owed 2.5 million. So he settled that lady. And he's going about saying that some customers went to court, and he was even saying they should see their lawyer, they should know what to do and all that.
These were all lies. They're all part, like, so the whole statement he puts out was just fraught with lies.
Yes, the list that he attached to the 2.5 million Ghana cedis, about 108 names. I've seen the list on social media. So what we did was to run a test with the
legitimacy
of that
or the authentication, to authenticate the names,
the names
they exist.
To what we have, because the data we have from 2019, so it's trustworthy data. It's the data in Parliament. We have even given it to AG's office and the FFU. So we did the test, and we only found 9 names. 9 names out of the list. And I can show you the positioning of, I am a student of research.
We will put all of that on air so that you follow.
You see that when you look at the list, the positioning of the list is very important. The position of the names. 108 names that he attached to that money. At the 20th position, that we saw we saw a name that was reflecting in our list.
So the
from
first 19
We don't know them.
Dead names.
We don't know them.
Ghost names.
Then you move to 46 until we go to 108. So only 9 names.
Wow.
That we can say that these are customers. Even out of the 9 names, 2 of them we are still investigating because the names look similar.
Right.
We doubt. We cannot vouch for those names.
Those
so
two.
we can only speak to the 7 names, but just that the other 2 were found.
Almost. So you can't rule them out completely. Wow.
And
but
the
that's
reason
a
why
scam. That's
yes,
just scam.
The reason why we are particular about this one is that in 2021 he published 181 names. And that one too, we ran the test and we found only 19 names. He published 181 names to be paid. Then we found only 19 names which are in our list. And
so we will put all of this on air for you to see.
Yes.
That number 1 published 181 names.
And only 19
and
names.
only 19 could be authenticated. That is a scammer. There's no other way to describe it. That's a scammer. That's how scammers operate.
And I think the first person who had the current list, the 20th person, his money is 4,000 Ghana cedis. That he said he want to pay. Though I found there was one person we saw that 50,000 and 60,000. Only I think 2 of them. The rest 4,000, 6,000, 10,000.
So the intention is not to pay. The intention is not to pay, but to take you guys through all this emotional roller coaster, deceiving the public, deceiving customers.
We were at the FFU when a group led by a gentleman.
Which one is FFU?
The Financial Forensic Unit of the CID.
Okay.
When a group led by this gentleman who has been parading in the media that his name was part of the list. If I want to check 101, the very name there, that the AG doesn't have the right to send the money to the Bank of Ghana, and so he was demanding the money. That's how come we made a petition to the AG, that we agree and support him with the decision he has taken in respect of this money, that the money be kept, and rather
at BOG.
At BOG.
Okay.
And rather, number 1 should be encouraged to bring the rest of the money, because in one of the charges, the counts, investigation found that he took 130 million Ghana cedis from Brew Marketing account into his own personal account. And so I think that money is retrievable.
Yeah.
So if he has brought 2.5 out of this money, then we want to encourage him to bring the rest of the money, because it is not only those 108 people who deserve their money. Every customer has a right to his money. And one shouldn't
But at least it will give customers some hope if he genuinely tried to even pay Men's Gold customers. But it looks like he's dilly-dallying, dragging his feet, like has no intention whatsoever of paying and doesn't want to be called a scammer.
I mean, that is the shocker. And we were told that the notes were 10 cedis notes. Now the 2.5 cedis were 10 cedis notes. The 2.5 million cedis were 10 cedis notes. I don't know whether he hoarded those money before the new notes.
Oh my God!
Is that 10 cedis notes? So yes, that's why it took them about 4 or 5 hours before they finished counting, and they discovered that there was a shortfall of 5,000 Ghana cedis. So that is it with this money. Then we had the new charges, and we saw there were some differences, because in the first charge, the AG told the court that the vehicles which were sold, that money was also kept.
Who sold the vehicles?
We knew Yoko went to court.
Okay, so we will talk about the Yoko letter and go through it.
We knew Yoko went to court and obtained a court order to sell the assets.
Okay.
When we inquired, we were told that some of them were getting rotten, so they had to sell it. But as to the amount they realized, that is what
it's an issue
now, and we don't know how much.
Okay.
But AG told the court that that money was there. So that also gave us some hope. Then also the gold.
What gold? Because I think you mentioned that there was a gold that was discovered at the time.
I want to give you the history of that gold.
Absolutely, I'm interested.
In 2019, when Namwan was in Dubai, we had a meeting with the father and some members of Men's Gold, the defunct Men's Gold then. I think around 18th February 2019, at Rochester Hotel or so. Then, as part of the conversation, we were told that when the incident happened, Yoko came for 400 kilograms of gold. So I said, wow. That time...
Was it in the first charge?
It was.
Was it
yes,
revealed as the charges?
Yes.
It was revealed that they had taken 400 kilograms.
They did not state the quantity,
but they said they
said there's some gold.
So why are you getting the 400?
Gold bars were recovered.
Okay.
Those 400 kilograms were told by members, the workers of Men's Gold in 2019 meeting.
Oh, okay.
That was 2019.
They told the customers that they've taken 400 kilograms of gold
from their outfit.
Right, I get it.
So we had the hope that this gold were being preserved.
Right.
However, when you look at the court order, Yoko came up with a letter on 26th January 2019. I have a copy of the letter here. This one.
Oh, okay.
This one said, court order confirming the freezing of properties of Men's Gold Ghana Limited and other associated companies. When you look at the items or assets that were frozen, this gold is not there. So we had a press conference and we brought that matter up to the fore. That we have been informed that Yoko took over 400 kilograms of gold from Men's Gold outfit. They said Brew Marketing. And we have been very consistent on this issue. Until last year, we sent a team from our end to Yoko. And in a conversation, they said that yes, some bars of gold are in their custody. In fact, they mentioned a number. I will tell you behind the scene because of...
But was it up to 400?
It was not up to 400.
Wow.
But at least there's a confirmation that there's gold. Because initially when we brought the matter to the media, they had never responded. Until last year, they said that yes, we took some gold from their outfit. So, as part of the 14-point questions on this, for this disclosure,
which I have here,
yes.
I will talk about it in a bit. Yeah, but if you're saying, I'm sorry, I have to pause you.
Yeah.
Because when you say that, look, it was 400 kg, but when you go to the office, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, and they say some gold, and from your investigations, is not up to the 400 kilograms, then who has stolen the rest of the gold?
So
who has the rest of the gold? Or why are they under declaring?
Yes, it's a matter of investigating to find out, because this is what
the institution we are supposed to trust,
yes,
like the Economic and Organized Crime Office, takes gold, right, from customers, from Men's Gold, a company that is believed to have scammed hundreds of people, thousands of people. They are supposed to be an institution of integrity. So we shouldn't be having this discrepancy.
Sure. And it's very murky even when you come to what happened with the maybe we'll get there.
Okay, so go ahead.
So with this 400 kilograms, and they confirmed some quantity less than the figure that we know. But at least what made us pursue is that at least now there's a confirmation that there's gold. Right. Because the official letter going to court for court to give them the authority to freeze the asset, this gold was not mentioned, which is very, very curious.
Wow.
It was never mentioned. So now that verbally they confirmed, then we did the RTI for
request
to be
information
to be coded, so that now
was it answered here?
It was not. They said no.
Whether they had gold or has been sold. Or
whether they had gold, they said there's nothing like that.
Wow.
And this one, check the date.
19th October 2023.
The first charge went to court on 30th August. And in the charge, the AG said that they recovered some gold bars.
Even though they claim here that there was no...
Hand. So maybe, I understand that it might not be Yoko, maybe there's another institution that... We were told that CID and other state institutions were also involved in the seizure of asset and investigation.
Okay.
But the shocker again is that officials at the place informed our team that yes, they have some gold bars. In fact, they said 4 bars in their custody. So how come Yoko is saying that there's no gold with them? Then the amended charges came, and we saw that those gold, still confirming that yes, there was gold, but now it was sold to settle some customers.
So now there's no more gold bars, but then
But it was sold. It's been sold.
To settle customers.
And
Which customers?
that is another, in fact, Bridget, I
so
can
they are
tell
settling customers, but no one knows which customers they are settling.
So Thursday,
Goodness me.
I read this, and I can tell you, Bridget, the reason why I was very particular about this gold issue is that 400 kilograms. In 2018, he was selling the gold to us at 200,000 per kilogram. So 400 kilogram works up to around 80 million Ghana cedis.
Wow.
And so even if the whole fight, and I'm chasing 80 million Ghana cedis, I think it's worth doing it.
Right.
Fighting for 80 million Ghana cedis alone, I think it's worth doing it. And now they tell us it was sold and given to pay to some customers. I'm happy the Attorney General, when his attention was drawn to that, not knowing he had already instituted an inquiry into it, he has asked for certain questions. So I want to also commend him for the swift manner he acted on this issue. And it appears they are getting to know the numbers involved, those who were paid and all that. But that doesn't mean that as customers, we cannot raise questions. We cannot raise issues. Some of them may be legal issues. For instance, when they wanted to sell the vehicles, they went to court for an order. Why didn't they go to court for an order to sell the gold? That's the question. And at what point were the gold sold? So these are questions that going forward we want to find out.
Okay.
Even though AG has promised that he's also interested in the names, the names of customers that the proceeds were used to settle them.
Okay.
We are also very, very much interested to know the customers that were paid out of the proceeds of that good.
Okay.
And I believe that there are more questions that we really, really, really need to find out.
So if you've just joined us, it's one-on-one, and our focus is on men's gold. Over 200 customers, over 200 men's gold customers who were scammed have died. Some are still battling lifelong diseases. And yet, the key architect, the person behind, the brain behind this scam is still walking free. Now, if you've just joined us, we've talked about the institutions that seized the men's gold assets, what happened to it. There seem to be some discrepancies in the narrative. Also, when Nana Appiah-Mensah made that statement of presenting 5 million to Ghana, 5 million Ghana cedis to the Ghana police service, it turned out to be false, that he lied. Because the Attorney General came out to say it was not 2.5, it was not 5 million, but rather 2.5 million cedis. So after the break, I'll look at this. This is from the Economic and Organized Crime Office, confidential, but really the questions are public. Which was men's gold customers asked a number of questions of the what's it called, the Economic and Organized Crime Office. Questions about what happens to the assets, whether vehicles belonging to men's gold and number one have been sold, what happens to the money, how many vehicles did they? There were specific questions because the customers want to understand where they are with his assets and when, if any at all, will they get their money. When we come back from the break, I'll read more of the questions to you, and I will tell you what next the Aggrieved Men's Gold customers intend to do. We'll be Welcome back to One-on-One here on Metro Television. Focus is men's gold scam and what happens to aggrieved customers of men's gold, and currently where the Attorney General is with the new charges, 39 of them. Men's gold, the aggrieved men's gold customers say they have confidence in this new investigation. There's a certain momentum and commitment by the Attorney General to see to it that at least justice, they get justice, whatever justice that is, whether it's number one, going to prison or getting their assets sold, getting their money, and then whatever. I think for them, they want their money first, and whatever the state decides to do with them, that's also another case. Fred, so let me just read to you a couple of the questions before the break I talked about it. So this is from the Economic and Organized Crime Office. We'll scan and put it on TV, so I'll just read it directly here. And it says, Ray, Ray, application to access information on the asset and sale of number one and men's gold assets relating to the RTA Act 2019, Act 989. And question, it says, 1, whether the Office of the Attorney General has sold all or any of the assets of men's gold and number one as granted by the Circuit Court in January 2022. And the answer, they just wrote as says, no. So what does that mean? They say whether or not the Attorney General has sold or any. It means they've not sold anything.
I mean,
that's just what they. But then there are.
Meanwhile, there's a confirmation. Yes, you sold 55. You as you read further, it's
says no. The first question they say no. Then the second says whether all the vehicles belonging to men's gold and number one in the custody of the state have been auctioned as granted by the court. And the response from EOCO, which is the Economic and Organized Crime Office, says that the vehicles of men's gold and number one as frozen by EOCO were sold. You see, the first question they say no, but second question they're saying were sold by officials, official auction as directed by the court. Don't forget, you know, the head of EOCO is Madam COP Tiwa Adudankwa, and Tiwa was the former CID boss. Remember the woman who lied publicly about the Takoradi girls, may their souls rest in peace, that she knew when the girls had been kidnapped. She said she knew where the girls are, they have found them, they'll bring them to their parents. And they were all lying. She lied blatantly. She seemed to have carried that same character, that same dishonesty to Yoko. She was heard on tape saying that there is nothing they can do about Namgo. Actually, they couldn't prosecute Nam1 because there is no evidence. Same woman. What makes you think that if she lied about the death of these 3 girls, she's not lying about men's gold? What makes anybody think that if Tiwa Adedanko lied, remember this was life and death situation, and the girls died, this woman said on tape that the girls were alive, giving their families hope, not knowing these girls had been brutally murdered. Same woman is the one responding here. So what makes anybody think that these are not lies? What makes anybody think that these are not lies? And it's a shame that such a person with in any working country, developed, advanced country, she would not have a job. She won't be in any employment. Because from that performance of lying publicly about the whereabouts of the Takoradi girls, the 3 Takoradi girls, she would have been fired. Instead, the government rewarded her and took her to Iyoko. And what is she doing there? Same lack of integrity in the men's gold scandal. Let me continue. Third one. How many vehicles belonging to NAM1 and men's gold were seized by the state? Movable, then she responded, 55 movable properties identified to belong to men's gold and NAM1 were frozen by Yoko. In the first question, she said whether the Office of Attorney General has sold any or whatever. She said no. Then third question, she says, how many vehicles belonging to NAM1 and men's gold were seized by the state? 55 properties or vehicles identified to belong to men's gold were frozen by Yoko. Okay. Again, she says, how many vehicles were kept by the state through preservation order by the court in January 2019? She said 55 frozen vehicles, so it's the same response. How many vehicles of NAM1 did Yoko obtain a court order to auction? It says 55. How many vehicles of NAM1 and men's gold have been auctioned by the Office of the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice? She said the Economic and Organized Crime Office does not have any information on any auction by the Attorney General. Like there's a lot of like contradiction in the same, and it is written. This is not even oral, it's written. This is written and it is public.
Because the questions were asked in such a way that
I know, so that it's like putting someone in a witness box. But then these are printed answers. These are printed answers that Tiwa should not have failed, but Tiwa keeps failing. And she keeps getting the reward. I wonder how she sleeps at night. What is the total amount, right? I'm jumping some of the questions. What is the total amount realized from the sale of Nana Appiah Mensah, CEO of Men's Gold and Men's Gold Assets? She says, the Economic and Organized Crime Office froze and auctioned only, if I'm not doing anything, she said they sold and auctioned only movable properties of the Nana Appiah Mensah and MENZGOLD. So they sold, like she said, 55. So movable means maybe so 55 vehicles. So they've sold. Okay. But it says, what is the total amount? She couldn't give the total amount, but she says that they have sold it. But she couldn't tell the amount. You've sold 55 vehicles belonging to NAM1, but you couldn't tell us how much was realized from it. Again, how many bars or kilograms belonging to MENZGOLD and NAM1 were seized by Yoko? The response is, the Economic and Organized Crime Office froze and auctioned only movable properties of the Nana Appiah Mensah. And gold is movable. It is movable. So it was sold, but how much was realized? So the institution, so you understand why someone like NAM1 in any advanced country, what he pulled off, he's not the first to do it. Bernie Madoff did it and he was jailed over 100 years. He died in prison. In any advanced country, he'll be languishing in jail. But if you have institutions like this, headed by the likes of Tiwa Adudankwa, who themselves have integrity issues, yes, this is what you get. And these things give confidence and impudence to the likes of Nana Appiah Mensah. So when you read this and you're seeing the contradictions in even the responses that they are giving you, what did that just do to you? What did you think of that? The last question I would ask, but I want you to answer before we talk about the Dubai. Now, once Dubai judgment, we'll talk about
it. I think it's sad, to be honest with you. And especially when we heard that the gold were sold and used to pay other people. I believe that, like I'm saying, I've been all praised for the Attorney General Office, the FFU people, and some state officials. So when it's good, as the public, we say it. When it's bad too, we have to criticize it. And I was very, very disappointed in some of the responses. But do you know something? My lecturer in measurement and evaluation taught me that before you set questions, you must have your marking scheme.
Yeah.
And I can promise you that we have our own marking scheme before setting these questions.
Right. But it was the good one. It's like putting someone in the witness box.
Yes.
You put the questions in such a way that if they lie in the first one, they commit themselves in the second, or how they answer.
Like I'm telling you, a typical example is about the gold.
Yeah.
We were told, we spoke about it, we were very consistent until they verbally confirmed. Then we said, okay, let's have your confirmation on paper. And now it's a different thing. But unfortunately, for them, unfortunately for us, the AG went to court and said that yes, some gold were recovered. Now, even though it is being said that the gold were sold, at least there's evidence that gold were seized and now sold.
Yeah.
So we had our own marking scheme before setting the questions.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, we had our marking scheme.
Right.
And we know how.
So I want to talk about the last but one question. Actually, the last says whether the private jet belonging to NAM1 was seized by the state. Response: the Economic and Organized Crime has not frozen or seized any private jet. The private jet actually did not belong to NAM1.
But we wanted to find
at the time, yes. I mean,
we were told that it
was
belonged
my investigators in the UK found out that, it was just.
We really wanted to know because you remember.
How is NAM1 offended? Like, does he know how many people are offended?
No, but Bridget, don't forget
there are two people he is scammed. I will put them up later before we end the program. No, sorry, continue.
You remember in 2019, the father made a statement that the pilot wanted to sell the jet.
My goodness.
So that's how can we read. Then let's come to the judgment.
The last is whether Mr. Appiah Mensah's Dubai money, in which he won a court judgment in 2019, has been retrieved by the state. Response from Yoko. It says Yoko has no information on Nana Appiah Mensah's Dubai money or court case. What is this? I think this answer is true.
This answer, yes, per the judgment that I've read, is true.
Okay. Well, what did you see? Because I was told Dubai, it was just a scam. Look, he was just lying to everybody. Like, you know what? I'm sorry. Why did you come for me?
When he came out in 2019,
right? Please come.
He had a press conference and told us. I remember he even asked, requested that government unfreeze his account,
right?
So that money could flow into it. If you remember,
yes.
And
I think he wanted to rather move his money.
And the lawyer to, I think 3rd June 2019,
Right.
wrote a letter to the
Right.
state
Right.
requesting that the account be unfrozen so that
right.
the money, he even asked that government becomes a trustee
Right.
of that money.
That's in, yeah.
And I've read the judgment cover to cover for 2 times. And Bridget, not $1 was awarded. Not even $1. I don't know whether there is a different judgment. But if it's the same April judgment,
yeah,
he wasn't given any dollar. And
what,
so
what did
that
he
one
win,
too
actually?
was
What did he win? What was it?
He was only told that there's no connection between NAM1 and the case pending in court. In fact, when you
so
read,
it was like a scam.
when you read the judgment, his name was inserted into that case.
Right.
Because it appears he knew the people who have absconded.
Ah.
And so they said that because you have been dealing with these scammers,
right,
so let us put you there. But that one, he was able to prove his innocence.
Right.
But as to whether
they didn't give him a
they
penny.
awarded him $39 million.
So that Dubai case kind of helped him. It helped him to further his actions, his illegal scam in Ghana, because he gave him some. Oh, I've even won a case in Dubai. Whether he was giving a penny or not, it gave him that kind of confidence to just run around and say, oh, I've even won a case in Ghana. I'm about to win another one in Ghana.
Because when he came out and the issue came, it gave us a lot of hope. No, $39 million was there.
And it was a scam.
And we read the judgment, and
wow.
I said, in fact, most of us believed that there was no money, but we just had to abandon our hopes and say that what he was saying was true.
So Fred, now what next? What's gonna happen next? Sorry, I know they pleaded for, I think, more security for him.
Yes, at court, we were told that there were some
I'm still waiting. I know Maurice Ampao is a lawyer on the writs that I am purported to have been sued by Nana Appiah. I'm still waiting.
Oh, okay.
And Nana Appiah, what's the name? Maurice Ampao seemed to be talking about witchcraft. I think I read yesterday somewhere that he says because of the 24-hour working economy, witches won't have time to operate, so witches should not vote for John Mahama. I hope that he abandons that and pursues, his case. Yeah.
I think.
What's next? What next for Men's Gold?
For
First
now,
of all, how are they doing? How are your members doing now?
Our situation is not resolved. Just that with the current court case,
hope.
It has given us, at least at the end of the day, we shall get justice. And for us, our thorough definition of justice is to retrieve our money.
Even if not all, some.
Even not all, some. And we want to retrieve all. That's why we are at it, because I mean, for 5 years, with over 217 lives perishing, I'm not sure the state will
217 people have died since the Men's Gold scam.
Yes. I'm not sure the state would say that. And look at the investigation, what it has revealed.
Yeah.
Some monies. Remember her sister?
Yeah.
In 2019, when the NAM1 came out,
right.
Her sister, that investigation reveals that 66 million was given to him, told us in the face that his brother will not pay us so that he will be poor again. Not knowing he was dashed $66 million, 66 million cedis. So, looking at these things, we believe that there should be justice. All the monies that he personally appropriated to himself should be retrieved. Should be retrieved and used to settle customers. And we want justice. We support the Attorney General. We are ready every day, every time to cooperate with them. Whatever they need from us, we are ready to cooperate with them. However, we also want Parliament to act on our petition. We were promised that the motion will be moved this time. And so we want to call on the Speaker of Parliament that as he promised us.
So have you heard from him since you last met him?
We've been following it up,
okay.
Yes. But just 3 days ago, I was there.
Okay.
Currently they are dealing with the budget.
Yes.
But we just want to plead with them. Even whilst the budget is going on, they should find space and deal with the Men's Gold motion. Because I think that is where hope, the final hope will come from.
Parliament?
Yes, yes. We believe that is where final hope will come from. The court is doing its part. The Attorney General is doing its part. But we believe that when Parliament moved in, as promised by the Speaker and the members...
What do you think it will take? I'm looking at how long this case has traveled. 2018, 2019, 2023, and we've just filed fresh 39 charges against him. And then next year we're going into an election year. We just have December, and then we're in 2024.
Time is running out for the politician.
It's running out.
No, let me make that point.
Oh wow!
Time is running out for the politician.
For the politician.
Yes.
In other words, you're going to bargain. Use that to bargain. Oh well.
When
really. You say time is running out of the politician, what do you mean?
Because we gave them assignment. We employed them. We employed them.
But
if the constitution,
it didn't affect them.
If the constitution is a living organism, and that the constitution was crafted in favor of the people,
right?
That our constitution is supposed to be poor, then we expect them to do the people's bill. I mean, for 5 good years,
right?
We can forgive them. That's why now we are all praised for the AG's work he's doing, and we want them to continue. Whatever the government, the executive, the government can do to help the customers, they should do it. We have petitioned His Excellency the President. We have also made a representation to the Office of Attorney General, say on fire Samin Komaye.
Right.
And we want them to act on some of these things.
Okay.
Because time is running out.
Yes, but then I'm going to flip that same question that, well, it didn't affect them in the 2020 elections clearly. And then we're going into 2024, and 2024, even as you can see currently, they are top gear, full flights campaigning. So what makes you think, what gives you that hope that in 2024 something else would happen and it wouldn't be another one? And then if this government does not break the ace, then it becomes another issue, and then they start all over again.
To be honest with you, I don't want to go into too much into politics, but I can tell you, with the likes of you and the platform, and from 2021, we have done a lot of work. I can tell you that the reason why a lot of people are abandoning number one is because of the exposés.
Absolutely.
We have been able to tell them that.
I think he made them. He thought that. I don't know. I think somebody told him that Bridget has not been sued before. Bridget hasn't been to court before. So sue her. I think somebody told them when he sued Bridget, she should probably be quiet. I think that's it. Fortunately for him, I thank number one's lawyer for suing me, because fortunately for him, in doing so, he has actually armed me more. He's actually made me more upset to talk about this men's gold. Because how do you sleep at night knowing that your actions, your scam, has led to the death of over 217 people? Again, Namwan is not the first to pull off a Ponzi scheme. And I'll go back to that Bernie Madoff story. I think Aka Mieza, but Bernie Madoff was jailed over 100 years, 140 plus years in jail. He died in prison. He had the best of America, Hollywood stars, politicians. And yet, when it came to the crime, the state did not look at those. But it seems like in Ghana here, we tend to care about who is supporting who. Now, once dad is the chairman of NPP, and so what? And so what? Namwan gave money to a political party, and so what? Does that make inimical the lives of those involved? Does that diminish the lives of those who are affected by the men's gold scam? Why must justice be looked at in the lens of a person's height, or a person's political lineage, or a person's school? It's such a heartbreaking thing. Yeah. Maurice Tampo, again, I'm waiting for you to serve me. So all over social media that you sued me. I'm waiting.
So what I would say is that, like I said, we are really cooperating with them. We want them to go ahead and do what they are doing. But we want justice, but it should be in a hurry. I'm told on the 4th, we are going back to court. And according to the ruling of the judge, his plea will be taken again. Then that will be the day for CMC, Case Management Conference. And I think that's where the AG has promised that he will request for a daily trial, so that the trial will be faster for us. So, and it was one of the things
they should do a daily
against.
trial. I'm in support of that. We saw that in the Yasin North elections.
So yes,
that the courts could sit on the daily. So yes, if you request for that,
we
I
can
think
really
it's fair.
see the commitment of the AG department. We are praising them because we are seeing this, commending them because we can see it, and they know that when it was not going well, we bashed them. And so now they should take the credit. We want them to do these things. And they've been very professional. I can tell you the lawyer, the state attorneys, they are very professional working on it. Just that my people are dying.
Right.
So they should save us.
All right.
We cannot wait until the whole court issue is disposed of.
Right.
So the state should step in.
Right.
They should step in. Parliament and the president, they should step in and save our soul.
Thank you. Fred FORSON is a spokesperson for the aggrieved Men's Gold customers. And look, I know when this whole Men's Gold thing started, when it blew over, there are still people in Ghana who don't believe that it was a scam. It was a scam. There's no other way. It was a scam. And if you were part of that group that thought, okay, they were greedy and they went there, okay, but it's been stopped. Add your voice wherever you find yourself, whether you can use your social media platform, your WhatsApp platform, anytime you see this, because we don't want another person. Remember, but for our advocacy, Payboy or Playboy would have been in existence. They brought it. And then the musician who called me and was crying plenty about, also was trying to promote another scam. I want to say, oh, Citicoin, yes, Citicoin. They were bringing out, and Namwan was the one behind it. And I'm so glad that, when they kept shouting about it, the BOG, the Bank of Ghana, issued a statement and it died. Yes, it works. Advocacy works. Use your platform. You don't need to have money. Just use the platform you have to advocate for people who don't have a voice, even if they've made the first mistake. Because we don't want others to be victims of such scams, let's continue to talk about it. Let's continue to put pressure on the state to see that it never happens again. My name is Bridget Otu. Leave your comments on all our social media platforms. See you again next week. Have a good evening.